So welcome back to Mouse to House Campers, folks. This is your camper nerd Antony Valentine. So today, with the help of my trusty friend Dennis the Drone, I'm going to be doing a review of this 2002 Nissan Elgrande camper conversion. I'll be also passing on some of my 30 years experience of camper buying tips. So without further ado, take it away, Dennis. So thanks Dennis for that flyover. Handed back over to myself, your camper nerd, for an in-depth review today of this 2002 Nissan Elgrande 3.5 petrol V6 switchable four-wheel drive. So this is the second generation of the Nissan Elgrande, known as the E51 shape. This run for 8 years, from 2002 to 2010, so plenty of them in the world. This was imported into the United Kingdom in 2014. I think this particular one has done 116,000 miles. It had done 108,000 miles in Japan. Well, it drives like 16,000 miles. Absolutely fantastic. You can't stop smiling when you're driving it. Automatic, petrol, 240 brake horsepower. Switchable 2 or 4-wheel drive. It wants for nothing. So further on in this review, I'll be talking and discussing and advising folks on the petrol versus diesel argument. So you can see this is a pop top, very easy and straightforward. 2 handles at the front. Within 10-15 seconds it's down, retracted, ready to drive off, and similarly in reverse operation, parked up, within 15 seconds you're ready to camp. So this was known as the Highway Star model in Japan. The amount of extras on this model, and most of this is the mid-range model, is just astonishing. So freshwater tank, petrol, and down below, if I can just angle up, that's your mains hookup. It's had a tow bar fitted with single socket electrics. Doesn't look like it's been barely used. In fact, the tow ball has not been used. I would hazard a guess that it's just been used for a bike rack. While we're here, well, let's open the rear door. So there's a taster of what's to come. In here is your gas bottle and access to the wardrobe. So what have we got there? We've got your inverter and charger for 12 volts. We've got your TV aerial booster, and we've got your mains fuse box. Really nicely done carpets. What am I saying? Curtains. So yes, these just come. They've got magnets inside, so they slide very nicely indeed to the centre and just magnetise in the centre. A really neat conversion it is. Just instantly, somebody has added extra strobe lighting. Well, I say strobe lighting, it just, you can switch it on and that will change through about 4 or 5 different colours. Won't be everyone's cup of tea, but you don't have to use it. There's plenty of lighting on board, but it is a nice feature to show off. We'll just quickly step inside.
Very surprised. Yeah.
So this particular one is 116,000 miles. I can confirm that it's had the radio adjusted, so it does pick up now UK FM. It's got your screen, so we just engage reverse. A bit difficult to see, but that is a camera. Climate control, air conditioning. There's an extra gadget here, I'm not quite sure what this is. It's in Japanese writing with a card in. I don't know whether that's extra maps for the sat-nav here. You'll have to find some of that information out yourself, I'm afraid. Of course, electric windows.
You can't hand your constituents in the same way as an MP might. And so people have unrealistic expectations.
Power steering, of course. There's even a switch for the rear blind. So that rear window there, just see it there, yep.
During his time as MEP.
I did say it once for nothing.
And if you're choosing who to vote, as a leaver, you've got a real dilemma because there's no party. You've got the party of Tommy Robinson, the party.
Remote central locking. Electric retractable mirrors.
They are a Remain party. They said they will honour the vote.
And we've even got a switch here for the leisure door. Quite difficult to see. I'm going to press that switch now. So, this is the switch here for the rear leisure door. Look at that. Okay, just press and close.
I think I get a little tired in being demonised. He's been consistent with what he said, whereas many others have been all.
So there's those surround lights I was talking about before, changing colour.
But I hear what you're saying, poor Nigel.
That buzzing light was just beeping rather, was just letting me know that the key was left in. So I'm just going to open the bonnet. So there's your engine battery. There's the 3.5 V6 petrol power plant, which incidentally is the same engine that's used on the Nissan 350Z Roadster sports car. So it's a well-trusted engine. Let's open the door. So we just open this door ever so gently and the rest is taken care of. Let's pop inside. So I'm sitting firstly in the rock and roll bed. As you can see, the front passenger seat is a captain's swivel. Well thought of again. There's even a lap belt, so a person can even sit there, fully legal, seat belted in, swiveled around while driving. Up above is the fabric pop top. A bit of a stain on this particular one, it'll soon clean off. As you can see, it's cleaning up there nicely. Yep. So this has got the zip cover. Just take, give us a little bit more light inside. That's got the mesh. So, looking from the front to the rear, sat in the passenger seat. So it's a bit of combination of a modern design, modern Japanese vehicle with some old-fashioned wood that was fitted in 2004 in England. We're just missing a button. What a shame. Yep, some good solid wood. 2 gas burner hob. Running cold water. So we've got the Propex heating system that works off gas for the rear. You've got the mains supply there, as well as a 12-volt supply. It's been done to quite a good standard, quite a modern feel. So we've got the lights here, just touch contact. So we've got small backlight, mood lighting, as well as the reading lights. Just touch, mood, reading. So we've got the, we can just angle the camera up now. So on the roof we've got LED lights, and this one here is for those mood changing. We'll just have a quick cycle through the colours. That might show up as flashing on the video, but that does not flash in real life, as it were. There we go, going from turquoise through to bright blue, dark blue, purple, back to light green. I think you've got the idea. So we've got the 12-volt compressor fridge, a little freezer compartment, 12-volt leisure battery that's housed under its cover. Fire extinguisher. Yep, plenty of room underneath. Safety gas ventilation. So with it being built on the nice top of the range Nissan Elgrande, you've got lots of features to begin with. So more cup holders, easy access and buttons. That is for the blind when the ignition's on or on the accessory position. That'll just open this window. So I'm just going to demonstrate the side. We just close that just gently and the rest of it's taken care of you. Another cup holder. Lots of Nissan lights as well as rear heating and ventilation. Really been done to a high standard, these curtains. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if these are actually the curtains from the factory. Nice little plastic clips. And that's the same design for all the windows. So yes, rock and roll bed. It's got one rear lap belt. So the rock and roll bed, as always, just lifted up and that rocks forward. I've just demonstrated how straightforward that is with just one hand, while one hand operating the video. So you've got access to the wardrobe, the mains fuse box, the TV aerial booster, as well as the charger back and inverter. So to bring the roof down, all you do is bring it down there. One hand on each corner. I'll just pull that down now. A bit tricky with one hand on the camera, but I've managed to do that there. And then all you do is pull these tight here. They have a locking mechanism here. That pulls up nice and tight. The surplus cable goes upstairs and off you're ready to drive. So just stepping back outside. I'll just do one quick circular sweep and we'll talk about the petrol versus diesel argument. So I've been in the industry of vehicle purchase and sales for over 30 years. And this has been a reoccurring theme. Generally speaking, on a second-hand vehicle, a diesel version will command a premium of 1,000 to 1,000 English pounds. So in other words, it's going to cost you between 1,000 and 1,500 to have a diesel version. The theory is better economy and more longevity out of the engine. However, if you do the numbers, so this one particularly, this one's a 3.5 petrol, so realistically 25 to the gallon. The similar diesel would be realistically 30 to the gallon. Again, you could get this down to 20 to the gallon driven harder around town, and high 20s at careful, considerate speeds on a long journey. That goes for a diesel. So when you consider 5, 6, 7 miles more out of a diesel, if you do the math, when you consider also petrol is cheaper, you're going to have to do a lot of mileage, folks, to retain and get that back. Diesels are slightly slower, diesels are slightly more expensive to service. There's not one answer, there's not one correct way of doing it, folks. Of course, the next generation will have the argument, or it'll be forced upon them, and quite rightly so, is the electric motors, but they haven't quite got the brake horsepower correct at the price point for camper vans and commercial vehicles just yet, as we speak in 2019. So yes, that's something to consider. If you're going to be doing a lot of high mileage and you want to pay that little bit extra for a diesel car or camper or vehicle, and you think you'll retain it and you'll have a slightly higher price when you come to sell it. That might be for you. If you wanted the quietness and comfort of a petrol, cheaper to buy the vehicle in the first place and cheaper to buy the fuel with more brake horsepower, that may also be for you. There's no right or wrong answer, it's just something to consider. Lots of people just completely don't agree with one side of the argument, but when you've applied a little bit of logic and a bit of math to it, all becomes apparent. So yes, I'll wrap this chat up now. I'll just have a quick drive away. I'll get Dennis to do a flyby and film me driving and reversing, and then I'll see you at the end of this video, and I'll also speak and hear you on the next movie to be uploaded within the next week. Over to Dennis. So hopefully you enjoyed today's review of this 2002 Nissan Elgrande camper conversion. Good old Dennis did his job. If you click that subscribe button, you'll be notified of any new videos and reviews forthcoming. I invite any comments down below. Feel free to visit me for more advice and campers for sale at campernerd.com. I will catch you next time. Over for now.